Hi, this is DJ with Kale Realty, and this is the Getting Ready to Start My Real Estate Business series. We are now on step 2. If you have gotten here without watching step 1, I would encourage you to turn off this video and go back and start at step 1. But what we're going to do today is talk about where you go from here. Now let's do a quick little recap of what we talked about in the last training. First was to consider rentals. As you're taking your broker class, there's an opportunity, as I discussed in the last training, to really begin to build your database for potential referrals, also generate some income along the way. So if you haven't done that, I'd encourage you to consider speaking to someone such as Kale Realty about doing some rentals along the way. Next, what did we do towards the end of the last video? We built our database. Again, this was the most important first step in launching our real estate career, which is to make a list of people that we already know that we can begin to contact and communicate with over time. So what we did is we did in fact build our database. We found 6 groups to which we belong, right? These could be family, these could be social groups, they could be service organizations we're affiliated with, potentially churches, or even just our closest friends. And then we listed 5 contacts in each group. So we had 6 groups that we belong to and 5 contacts within each group. These are people that we know well enough that we could pick up the phone and call them if we wanted to chat. Okay? So 6 times 5, of course, is 30. So let's talk about what we're going to do today, which, as you probably guess, is making first contact. Now, I talked about this at the end of the last video, which was, don't worry, we're not going to pick up the phone right now and contact each person, but we are going to do what I would call a soft launch. This is a way for us to communicate with those people in a very hands-off way, but allows you to first introduce them to your new business, which of course is real estate. The way that we're going to do that is through an announcement letter. Now, there's a lot of debate about whether announcement letters do a whole lot of good. And I'm going to talk about that here shortly. I believe they do actually help you grow your business, but not probably in the way that you think. There's an old expression that says the reason to hand out a business card is not so that somebody will call you back, but it's actually to get a business card. You hand one out to get one back. Well, it's a similar sort of approach that we're doing today. We're going to be sending out a letter to everyone in our group, the 30 members we identified, but we're not going to have high expectations for them to jump up, grab the phone, pick up and call us and say, please sell me a house. Okay? So let me first explain what this letter might look like, and I've written up an example here, which I'm going to walk you through right now. Now, if you can read that, I'm just going to basically go through it as I've written it. You know, dear Mr. or Mrs. Contact, I'm excited to let you know I've just launched my real estate career at Kale Realty. I chose Kale because of the reputation, being one of Chicago's most respected real estate firms for 61 years, or of course whichever firm you decided to hang your license. As a broker, I'll be providing 3 primary services. First is home purchase. I have access to virtually all of the homes for sale in Chicago and surrounding areas, and I'm committed to finding the perfect home for your needs. Second are home sales. When you are looking to transition to your next home and need assistance in locating a buyer, I will market, promote, and show your home. I'm also going to negotiate on your behalf to secure the best price possible. Lastly, I also assist renters to find their next apartment. I have over 7,400 apartments available for rent, currently all over Chicago and the suburbs. If you'd like to find the perfect apartment, I'm your man or woman. I appreciate your time in reading this letter, and I hope to earn your business in the future. Thanks for your support, and then, of course, your information. And a nice little PS at the bottom is always a good idea. If you know anyone that might benefit from my services, please pass along my information. I'd be honored to speak to anyone you refer. Okay, so that's the letter, or create something to that effect where basically the idea is when somebody does read the letter that they have an understanding of what it is that you do. Now, you may or may not spark them to contact you because maybe they need help. But what you will do is at least get into their consciousness of what your current business is. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about best practices. My personal recommendation is to send this letter out the day that you pass your exam. Also, I encourage you to address each letter by hand. Studies have shown that addressed handwritten envelopes, addresses on envelopes tend to get opened at a much higher rate. Okay, and of course, sign each letter personally, right? And include a business card. Okay, so that's all we're going to do. We're going to print out these letters. We're going to sign them. We're going to hand address them. We're going to put them in the mail with our business card. Okay, so we've sent out 30 of these, right? But what does this really accomplish? Well, quite frankly, not a whole lot, right? I imagine your phone will not be ringing off the hook by sending these letters out, but it is a start. Now, if you have to make an assumption, let's assume only 30% of the letters that you send out actually even get read, right? Even though these are people you know, just make the assumption that 70%, push it to the bottom of the mail pile, or maybe just throw it away because they don't recognize who it's from, or maybe open it and then scan it and, just gets lost. That's really not the reason we're sending it, okay? We're going to actually continue to add value to these people. This is just the very first time we're reaching out. So what do we do from here? Okay? Well, that's what we're going to discuss in this next video, which is what I call following up with value. And I'll give you a sneak preview, which is to say that we're going to create a plan to where you consistently send out items of value to this group of people over time, so that once they do have somebody in their life that needs your assistance, they won't be able to help but think about you, or if they need help themselves. Now, this is a long-term strategy, but it's very, very important because real estate is a referral-based business. So I will see you on the next video, and your homework for today is to create that letter. By the way, I've included this, and it is listed in the description below, which you can use, and to send it out with your business card, handwritten envelope, to those 30 people, and then let's go ahead and head to the next video. Thank you.